Functionalism, although being versatile in literal contextual meaning to different social sciences, as for the faith and temptation of mental cognitions, determine behavioral outputs through sensory inputs, but in geography utilized for occupations, through which social system integrate itself in order to become more than some of its parts. Professor Jean Brunches followed functional approach in his French geographical contributions. Professor Ratzel's anthropogeography and terrestrial unity concept of Professor Vidal de la Blache might be considered functional for their regional interpretational possessions. A versatile concept used in various social sciences, including geography. Geography utilizes functionalism to understand how social systems contribute to the functioning of a region. Exploring the relationship between mental cognitions, behavior, and social systems. Functionalism is relevant to sociology and anthropology, considering the interdependence of different components. Darwinian evolutionary physiographic functional roles of each and every species for sustainable ecosystem functioning notion later modified by Professor Durkheim in sociology for social order shared cultural norms and values for their stability and harmony. Functionalism in geography helps understand how occupations contribute to the overall functioning of a social system. Functionalism explores how social systems integrate themselves and function as a whole. Exploring the role of different occupations in society and their impact, thereby utilizing social control instead of social change. Considering the interdependence of different components in interconnected social systems. Professor Hartshorne's areal differentiation chorographic areal variation regional synthesis, considering region as an element complex, could be assumed for portraying functionalism. Shared cultural norms and values contribute to social order, stability, and harmony. Functionalism in sociology explores the importance of cultural norms in society. Cultural values and beliefs contribute to the overall functioning of a society and its social systems. Cultural landscape structural functioning totality of Professor Sauer is yet another systematic functionalism. Functionalism in geography helps understand the structural functioning of cultural landscapes. Exploring how cultural landscapes contribute to the overall functioning of a region. Early radical geography too influenced by functionalism. Professor Robert K Merton classified human functions in dual characteristics, manifest functions that being clear and intentional and latent functions rather unintentionally implicit. A city known for usual occupational processing of certain kinds could be assumed as manifest function, whereas social meeting actual or virtual for mutual collaboration through ideas exchange might be called as latent functions. Indirect functionalism believed to be comprised of function, cities' interregional and intra-regional functions, functional substitutability, culturally distant techniques impacts, goals, spatial pattern generation and diverse complex linkages establishment, pattern maintenance, self-regulation/status quo, landscape morphology for mitigation or decentralization, also known as homeostasis equilibrium. Adaptation, system habituation mechanism monotonicity, as in determinism and possibilism, human adaptation to their surroundings and integration, space-occupying groups interest for inter-subsystem interactions and movements x, spatio-temporal connections among races and other ethnic groups. Functionalism in political geography considers spatial considerations for international relations. Stepwise stage initiative from tribal ethnic minorities to nation-state up to global organizational authorities encompassing centripetal forces spatial integrity against centrifugal forces for peace and security. Understanding the role of functionalism in establishing peace and security. Functionalism is relevant to international relations, promoting peace, security, and cooperation among nations. Exploring spatial considerations and the integration of different systems for international cooperation. Therefore, functionalism considers world as a cluster of diversified mutually interdependent systems having summative interactions for recurring and expectable regular ties encompassing related form and function in order to interpretate these relations for their role in processing continuity, as well as integrity of the system and social sciences.